everybody, it's Abe and welcome back to my garage. And today we are going to take a look under these boards here. So if you've looked at the video I made a little while back on organizing our garage, I did spend a little time talking about these boards, which are here and have been here ever since we moved into this place about 12 years ago. And they are sitting here, we've never moved them, because behind them there is a bit of ugliness. And that ugliness we're going to reveal and work on today. Let's see. Oh, there's the start of one. The ugliness I'm talking about is a bunch of holes in this wall. And they're kind of scary. Oh, that's a really big one there. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so some serious damage done to these walls at one point in time. Probably by the previous owner, not quite sure. But here's a thing you can see inside our house. It's not normal drywall, it's actually this kind of concrete, I don't know where they got the term sheetrock from. There's kind of a concrete there, and the board behind it, and actually this is kind of crazy. It's that thick. There's actually kind of two layers there. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and try to patch that today. We've got a bunch of these holes, and there's more wood over there. I mean, there's probably more holes. That one I'm not sure I can quite take care of. It's a little on the big side. We'll have to do that for another day. But this one I think will work. And if we point you guys at it there, the fact that we've got multiple holes gives us the opportunity for multiple different types of patches. And so today we're going to take a look at the Duck brand aluminum wall repair patch, which even in of itself is not quite big enough to fix this hole. So we're going to patch most of this hole, and then I'll either have to get another one of these or figure out something else for the rest of it. But this is supposedly a pretty simple thing to fix according to the instructions here. All I need to do is clean the area to be patched, sand smooth any rough areas. I'll just sand, well, yeah, it's fine. I'll wipe it over with a paper towel. Remove the backing paper and place the adhesive side of the patch on wall. And overlap a ½ inch to adhere to wall surface, press firmly to wall, and then apply a compound. So I've got here some DAP patching plaster. I've used this stuff before. It does tend to shrink a little bit, but we're going to use that today. And then it says use a second set of that later. So let's go ahead and get a few things ready, and yeah, we'll be right back. I guess part of the point of this video is to see how well this comes out with this product if done by somebody who doesn't exactly follow all the directions but just wants to get it done. Yeah, we're probably going to put some plaster in that thing too. But anyway, alright, so that's clean, quote unquote. I'm going to go ahead and peel the backing off that, and this is all sticky now. And how do I want to put this in there? Maybe if I put it like this, that'll get us the most coverage. And I could just do it like that. No, definitely want to do it like this. And we'll just go ahead and stick this on here like that. Alright. One problem is we've got a bit of a hole sill back here. I wish I had another patch to put in, but I think these were like $8 or $10 each. So I only got one to test it out. So we'll go ahead and open our patching plaster and mix it around a little bit because it is a little watery at the top. And go ahead and it says feather it out from towards the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and just start putting plaster in there. And this mesh actually holds it pretty nice. It's giving me ideas. I like the stickiness of it. It's sticking to the wall. Oop, yeah, there's me being sloppy. And plaster everywhere. Yeah, I should probably be going a little slower with this, because this is my house after all. So I'm going to go ahead and sort of impregnate this with plaster. Yeesh. And yeah, I'll show you guys when it's done. Okay, after maybe about 5-10 minutes of working on that, I've got plaster in all of this. There's no hole showing through. Well, you can still see the mesh a little bit. Obviously, I couldn't get plaster over here because this is all, there's nothing supporting this. So after this round's done, we'll get another patch and we'll patch that up. Also patched a couple of small holes. There was one here, a couple over here, and then this one was a larger hole. I'm kind of expecting the plaster to shrink in this hole, and you'll see that later once this dries and sets. So that hole might actually open back up and you'll just have to patch it in again. But yeah, I figured as long as we were out here using this stuff, might as well get as much fixed as we can. So yeah, so this stuff says to let it set and dry for 36 hours. We're going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back and apply a second coat, and yeah, then take a look at what we might need to paint it, although it is a nice white color. So alright, talk to you later. Well, hi again everybody, it's Abe. It's been a couple days, and let's take a look at how these patches have come along. So as you can see, maybe you can't see, let's get you a little closer here. We've got the main patch over here, which still there's this area that we weren't able to fill because we didn't have enough mesh. But for the most part, this patch is nice and solid and pretty even. And we're going to put a second coat of plaster on that now. And kind of as expected, some of the bigger patches that we just covered are, that's still a little soft and still pokey, and you can see how it's kind of shrunk into place. So this kind of goes to show the value of a mesh. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and plaster over this a second time, or spackle over that a second time, and then I've got to figure out something I could use to fill this in. I don't really want to be paying $8-10 for every 64 square inches of hole that I want to fill in. And actually, I've got a bit of an idea what we can do for stuff like this, and then some of the holes that are further along down the wall. Well, let's go ahead and patch this in first, and then we'll talk about the rest of that. Alright, I think I found my material of use. And it's this. This is an old screen gazebo that we had. Unfortunately, the roof for this collapsed the first year we owned the house because we didn't bring the roof in the wintertime. But we still got all the screens. They're mostly intact. There's a few bits like up here that are messed up, but this is a decent wire mesh, and I think that'll do. Now the only question is, how do we cut out the pieces that we want to get the size we want to fit over those holes? There's our hole. Here's our patch. So make it like this. Yeah, probably should have made it a little bigger, but it looks like it will cover the area. So now I just got to find a way of sticking it down. Okay, well, that's done. I was able to get it in there, and you can probably see that some of the grid still visible, but that's okay because we're going to put a second coat on it in like another day or so once this dries and sets. So that I'd say that worked for a patch of, what was that, 4 or 5 inches. A little more concerned about this one. Pardon me. This one I might actually have to knock out the panel, or maybe try something a little different. Actually, this piece might be able to make a little hole there and hook it so the original wall piece comes back even with all the rest of this, so then that way I don't have to fill in the whole thing. I just have to fill in around the edges. So we'll give that a try.
Perfect.
Okay, well, that's a bit of a mess, but and it's very flexible still, so I'm going to leave that. But I got it in, and it's all plastered in. I'm almost out of patching compound from this bucket, so I'm probably going to have to get some more because I want to fill this in, but then there's also, I think, more holes further down the wall. But yeah, we'll let that dry and set and see how the second coat goes on. Okay, well, this has been left to set for a while, as in several weeks. We've been using our garage a lot since then, and so it's set. This repair over here it's finally hardened up a little bit, but it's obviously still pretty delicate. It's not the best way to make this repair, maybe, but it's a cheap way to make this repair, especially with this large area here. We had to do something. But it's still very rough, and while I don't think I'm going to paint it, you can see there's these ridges here, I am going to try sanding it down. And for that, I got some 100 grit sandpaper, which, yeah, okay, I should probably be using 80 grit or 60 grit or whatever, but I don't have any 80 or 60 grit, and this is kind of a cheap repair here, so yeah, let's get to it and see how much better we can make this. Man, look at all that beautiful texture there. Yeah. Alright, well, let's see what we can do with this. Well, okay, it's not perfect, but as you can see there and here, most of where there was texture is now flat, or at least flatter, and that is where I think I'm going to leave it for now. We've got some more area of wall to repair, and we've got plenty of more material to repair it with, which is fantastic. But yeah, it's winter. If you hadn't noticed, I got a coat on. It's 25 degrees outside. That's cold. And it's really too cold for anything with water in it. I really don't know the science behind how plaster works, but I would suspect that anything with water isn't going to set quite right if you're setting it below freezing point. So, yeah. We had holes there before, and now there's just some white patches of wall. I could paint it if I wanted to, don't really care. I care more about the fact that there's not a hole in my wall anymore. Although I think there's still some more holes over there. But we'll get to those another time. Anyway, for now, have a great day, have a great week. Hope you like and subscribe to my channel. Still trying to get it off the ground, and I'm getting powdered plaster in my face now, or my hair. But yeah, support me in that, appreciate it, and have a wonderful time of it. Take care for now. Bye bye.